on YouTube at the same time. Aren't I talented? I'm all about being efficient with my time. So I actually have two phones going here, but one will be live on YouTube, one will be live on Facebook, and then in about, let's see, on Friday, I will have edited the live video and uploaded it to YouTube regular channel. So you will be able to see the edited version of this. And today I'm going to be painting a little gingerbread house. So if you see the red button up here, you are watching a live video. Say hi, hop on. Happy to see you here. And if you don't see the red button up here, hey Pat, then that you're watching what's called the replay or on YouTube. I don't know what they call it on YouTube. It's probably a replay, right? I'm a Facebook girly, so I know all about the Facebook replays, but I don't know that much about YouTube Live. This is my only second YouTube Live, so I'm gonna make it work. Last week when I did my first one, I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. Hey, Sandy. Facebook's easy. I just knew what buttons to push. When I got to the YouTube to turn it off, I was like, I didn't look that up. It took me a minute. It's actually still on that live video, so you can go watch that if you want. You go to youtube.com/farmhousecraftaholics, and you will see where it says live videos. Just click there and you'll see all the live videos. Also, any links I mention, if I don't put them in the description on the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, if you don't see them in the description, head over to farmhousecraftaholics.com. I've made a page, and all the things that I'm thinking of and that go through my brain, I have over there. Hey Chantel, how are you? So today I thought I'm gonna make a little bit of a gingerbread theme. A lot of people like gingerbread at Christmas time. I mean, I love to eat it, but I've got some things, and you know me, I like to make things over. So I painted, this Christmas tree was this color when I got it many years ago, right? Then I painted it, I think it was silver. Then I painted it farmhouse, right? But today I'm kind of in the mood for gingerbread, so I'm going to repaint it gingerbread, and it's going to go into my Christmas decor. Hello, Claire, for now, right? So, and then who knows what I'll do to it next year? Like, everything's, nothing's safe. I tell my husband, I will paint anything that doesn't move, and some things that do, right? So I'm going to play around with a few things, and so we're just going to be, it's live. If the Facebook's kind of cutting out on you, head over to the YouTube channel, Farmhouse Craftaholics on YouTube, and catch the live over there. It should have a little red circle around my profile picture. Click on that. It should take you right to the video that's actually live on YouTube right now. Same thing, right? It's exactly the same thing. It's it's not in the wide format. It's in the narrow format. That's something they changed. That's why I'm doing this now finally, because I don't like the wide format that much for live video. I don't mind it for teaching tutorials and stuff because you get better view, but I don't like it for this connecting kind of thing where I just hang out with you guys and we try a few things. So I have probably done this gingerbread before. It's been a few years. I did it with a different kind of paint. So I'm going to do it again, right? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I'm going to do the tree, and I may do, this is one of those, there you go YouTube, there you go Facebook. It's you put a battery operated candle in here, right? If you want. I'm not going to be doing that. And this is just one of those cheap dollar store, the snowman or the village, right? I don't especially love the village. I think it's kind of, So I'm going to paint over it, right? That's me. I'm going to paint over it. And don't you wish life was like that? You could just paint over the things you didn't really care about or you didn't really love. So I'm going to paint gingerbread color. I'm going to mix colors to get the gingerbread color. And so what I do is I mix red, yellow, black, and white, right? And those colors, depending on, it makes skin tones, right? Which often is a good gingerbread tone, depending on how much of each color you put in. So I'm going to mix them, and I have a mixing tray here, right? I want to show you a little tip, okay? I think this is the coolest thing. So this is, when I'm painting, it looks like this. I grabbed these at Michael's. They're like $6 in Canadian. I don't know in the US what they would be, right? But they're great for painting on, all right? And so you can just paint away on these, like, put your colors in there, mix. And I do a lot of color mixing. Just a second, you guys. I'm gonna... Okay. Hang on. 1 second, you guys. That's why we do live video, right? There we go. All right, so I'm back. So I'm just gonna paint over it and I'm gonna mix up the colors and we're gonna get started. So the tip is you can use press and seal, right? This good old press and seal on here, right? And you can use it on here and then you can easy peasy clean up, right? So you can mix it in there. Now I'm gonna mix some chalk paint up first before I go ahead because chalk paint's gonna stick better to what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put some white paint, acrylic, and it's about 3 to 1. So 3 parts paint and 1 part calcium carbonate. And the link for the calcium carbonate, and this is not specific, right? This is just kind of measure with your heart. I just happen to know that it's a good measurement. The calcium carbonate I like the best is linked on my farmhousecraftaholics.com page. So you can pop over there and see which one I like because it is smooth, it is not gritty, and it works the best that I've found. So I'm just gonna stir that up because I want that to be chalk paint so it will stick better, right, to plastic. Now, it's not gonna last forever. I mean, you can't like run these through the dishwasher and things like that, right? But chalk paint sticks better than acrylic paint to plastic, right? So we're just going to do that. So I've got that mixed up because I want to mix white in and a little bit of chalk paint goes a long way, right? I'm gonna set it aside for a couple of minutes and in the meantime, I will get my tray ready. So again, we're on live, so nothing's prepared. There we go. So all I do is I take the press and seal and I start in the middle. Doesn't need to be perfect, right? There we go. And then I can put my paint in here and then choose from each well and mix and match and all those things, right? So here we go. So now we have that on there. Pretty simple. It's not super perfect, right? But you're going to be able to, when you're done, pull that off. Now you can use this for quite a while. It can dry on there and you can keep working over it. Acrylic paint is good like that. So I told you I was going to mix some colors, right? So I have red, yellow, black, and white. And these are the skin tones, right, that you can make with those colors. You can make more. It just depends on how much of each color you add. So we're going to start off. I'm going to put a little bit in each one of these wells. So I can, you don't need very, very little black. I've got the white is going to be the chalk paint. All right. Some red. And some yellow. Yeah, these are craft paints. This is artist paint. It's all acrylic paints. And the chalk paint is acrylic as well. Now, in order to get the color, I'm just going to grab a brush and mix with that. Okay? So can you see I've got red, yellow, black, and white, right? I'm going to take some white chalk paint, put it in the center, a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow. That's a lot of red. This red is really, has a lot of pigment in it. It's an artist grade. So I'm going to put more yellow and a tiny bit of black. And you can see we're getting a dark skin tone, right? Now it's kind of a pinkish, reddish, darkish color. So I'm going to add a little more white and a little more yellow. because it's a bit pink. And I can keep going, I can keep adding white, but you can see it's becoming a gingerbread color, which is technically a skin tone, a darker skin tone, right? That's all I'm doing. So I can keep going. If I want to add more white, I want to lighten it up some more, but I don't want it to be too light as far as gingerbread goes, right? So you can see where I mix my color in that well, right? And I'm happy with that. I think I'm going to actually I'm going to darken it up a little bit, so add some more black, and you just need the tiniest little bit at a time. So red and yellow, black and white. You know that little song? That will make you flesh tone, right? Skin tones of all different tones, just depending on how much, where you mix these colors. So because I put chalk paint in it, right, I'm going to be able to paint over this plastic. See? And it just takes, right? It likes to stick. There we go. See that? So, and I'm gonna paint over everything. Except maybe the stairs. I might not do those. And you might need to do a second coat, right? You could, initially, you could paint this a light gray first coat. But see how it's turning into a gingerbread color, right? So I'm gonna do the sides. I'm not gonna do the back, it's gonna drive you crazy. I just need to be able to hold on to it, that's all. Now I'm not doing the roof because I'm going to do the roof with something else, right? And the bottom part. Let's hit that with the dryer. So this is just one of those Dollar Tree snowman village or snow village, you know, winter village kind of thing, Christmas village they call them. But I don't think they're all that cute. I don't think they're cute at all. Those colors are kind of like... So because I put some of that calcium carbonate in, hey Gail, in the white paint, that turned it into chalk paint, and it goes a long way because even when you mix other colors with it, it still keeps that chalky, flat, grippy kind of effect. All right, let's see where we're at here. This is how I test paint. Okay, that's dry enough. Okay, so see that? So far, so good, right? All right, I'm gonna throw another coat on there because why not? So I'm gonna mix up some more, and this does not need to match, super matchy-matchy. Add some red, add some yellow. So let's say you know, this is really sort of pink. I'm gonna add more white and a touch of black, right? You're gonna get so many variations here. So I'm gonna add more white. I love mixing paint colors. I absolutely think it's the best thing. Learning how to mix paint colors saves you so much money, right? But skin tone's tough, right? Skin tone, if you do an Asian skin tone, you're gonna wanna put a little more yellow in this, a little less red. You can do every color, every skin tone under the sun. Okay, there we go. All right, so I got a pretty good match. I don't think it needs to be perfect because gingerbread isn't all matchy, right? And gingerbread has different shades. So if it's a few different shades, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a lot of things. You guys know that, right? Like, I'm not here to be perfect or precious. I'm here to have a good time, to have fun, to help you get creative and make you feel like you can do it. That's my goal, right? That's my big goal. My overarching goal is that to help you feel like you can do it, right? And if you can watch me do it like this and not be too concerned about, oh my gosh, the color's not identical, doesn't matter. It's gingerbread. If you look at a real piece of gingerbread, it's not flat colored. It has variations. All right, so you could just leave it like that, right? And you could pop the lights in it and have yourself a little bit of a gingerbread house. So I'm gonna let that sit over here for a second. Yes, I didn't do the back. I'm not gonna. I didn't do the back of that either. I'm not gonna. So I think I'm gonna need a bit more for this. So. I need more white. See why I mixed up lots of white? So more white here. And you can even let it remain streaky if you want to. You don't have to thoroughly mix it, and you'll wind up getting variations on your tree, right? So I'm gonna paint him. See that? It's gonna be a gingerbread tree after I'm done with it. This time, gosh knows what it'll be next year, right? But this year, the theme seems to be gingerbread. I like paint because it's such a quick change. Like, look how fast that's happening, right? Such a super quick change. And it completely changes things, right? Like the look of it. That's one of my favorite things about paint, is how quickly it can change. Like, you know how fast it can change your house, the room in your house when you change the paint color? Well, it's true for decor. It's true for, I like painting things over and giving them a new life with new color and new ideas. Voila, just like that. Hang on. And now I'm going to take a little white and lighten this up even more, just in one little spot there, and just kind of dry brush over the whole thing. So now we have several shades like that. Can you see that? There's a bit of the lighter and the darker. Let's get in the little spots that it missed. You can do whatever makes you happy, right? If you want to get in all the little crevices and that makes you happy. I like painting like this. I could do this for hours, right? So now we have our color on our things. I'm just gonna put that aside. Now I'm gonna let that, I will let that dry, right? And I don't have to, or I will cover it up so that it won't dry. And I don't have to clean that tray right away, right? I'm just thinking while I'm drying. If I don't get any paint on my hand, then it's usually dry enough, right, for whatever the next step is. Unless I tell you it needs to be thoroughly dry. So you can see, like, if I lighten that up, I could get a more Caucasian skin tone. That's, you know, it just depends again. Watching from Missouri. Hey, Judy, how are you? We're doing some gingerbread today, right? Not the kind you bake, although I do like making that, but I don't make gingerbread houses anymore. Oh, hang on. I've got some spots there I need to dry. I buy those. Buy them already made. The heat gun is a Milwaukee heat gun from Home Depot. And I know on the replay you can't hear it, but it does make noise. It's just my microphone cancels out the monotonous kind of noise. It's actually from my husband's workshop. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. I think we're good. Feels good. All right, so now I think I mentioned we were going to use some spackle, right? So I got the spackle in the tube, but you can get it in the tub. I never have any luck with the ones in the tub. They always wind up drying out on me before I use them all up, and that makes me mad. Well, maybe not mad, but like, wasted another one, right? So I buy the tubes because they just seem to last me better, right? So again, Home Depot, this is speed dry, 15 minutes. I don't know. We'll see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just work on the top here, and I'm going to put some spackle on there, right? And hang on, I have lots of things over there. I have these painting spatulas, right? I'm going to just spatula. So we're just going to make this like snow on the roof, right? That's the plan. So basically we just pop it on there. Then I take the spatula and we're just gonna, kind of like icing. I guess this is the best way I could describe it. It's like using icing. So you see why I didn't bother to paint the top. You could have painted the top. Now I'm going to tap it to kind of give it some texture. And I'm going to wipe a little bit off on that chimney top, right? Now, before I get too far, I have paint markers, and I will drop a link in the description for these because I really love these things, right? They are acrylic paint markers, and rather than trying to use a brush on this, it has this end, and it has this end, very like a sharper one, right? I'm going to use this to help kind of fill in some of the bricks, maybe make a little bit of a decoration. And this is just a white one, right? So see what it does, right? So it just kind of makes it look a little more gingerbready, right? You can go around all the outlines. It's so much easier than a paintbrush. It's just, right? It's just using your drawing skills or your handwriting skills, let's just say, right? So maybe I could have put the spatula, I should have waited to put that on, but I can work around it, right? This is the thing, right? We can figure it out. If that's not working, we'll figure out a way. So I'm just gonna follow the lines. This is like way easier than using a paintbrush. And I'm pretty good at painting, but I'm much better at just using a brush or pen, right? Because how many years of experience do we have doing that, right? So, and I think it just makes it go gingerbread like. Put some snow on those steps. I'll just do a few of the bricks, not all of them. So you can see, like, right? Like, this is one of the easiest projects. And I mean, you could easily do this now, like I say, wait to put the spackle on till you're done this part. But you could do this with the kids, the grandkids. I'm pretty sure I've seen white markers, paint markers at the Dollar Tree. I can't say for sure, but I like these ones because they are definitely acrylic. We're gonna just put some snow in the window. I like to do along the outside edges. It just kind of gives it it pops it out, right? So you can see now those details are starting to pop out, but they're looking more like a gingerbread than they are this kind of thing. See that? See the difference? Right? So any one of these looks great once you paint it and start doing this to it. I just wanted to show you. I wasn't going to do them both, but. And then you can also add glitter if you are so inclined. Paint with a paintbrush if that's your thing. But this is, oh my gosh, it's like you're cheating. Paint by numbers for grown-ups. All right. That's just like a little bit of snow on the bricks, right? You know how snow catches on the bricks? I've got a brick siding on my house, so I see this. On the really snowy days, some of the bricks get snow on them and it just kind of hangs on them. What shall we do? There we go. All right. There we go. Now I didn't do, see there's some green there, so guess what I'm gonna do? Guess what? I'm gonna take, oh, that spackle's setting up pretty quickly. I can feel it. Okay. I'm gonna take some of this. I have an old lid here that I'm just gonna use as a palette. I'm gonna cap this up because this does tend to start drying out, so you just have to let it sit for a few more minutes. So let's get some more of this spackle. Put a lid on her. I'm gonna just put it along the sides, like the snow is coming off the roof. This is nice and thick, so it seems to want to hold. See that? Okay. So let's do some on this side too. If you've got any kind of icing skills at all, you'll be all right here. We're just going to have a very snowy roof. Now, I think I'm going to put some on the front of the house. Might be a bit too far. Take a good screenshot first before I take the next step, because there's always that one where you're like, maybe I should have left that. Right. But nothing ventured, nothing gained when it comes to crafting. And this is still at the point where you could wipe this stuff off if you were not happy with how it came out. It hasn't set up yet. The top's starting to, but this fresh stuff isn't. And it's supposed to look like icing, right? Because it's a gingerbread house. Not a great icing job. There we go. The kids did it. All right, let's put a little on some of here. The window sill. And some on the stairs. See that? Okay. All right, so that's pretty good. I like that. And I'm going to actually put some on the sides of the house. There's these two bits that stick out quite a bit. They would actually collect a lot of snow, wouldn't they? Right? So let's put some in there. And some over here. Those of you that don't get snow, you wouldn't know. But we get snow where I am, so I know. Snow likes to collect on ledges and flat surfaces. And, all right, there we go. See? All right, so the last thing I want to do with this, now you could wait till this is dry and then wrap it in plastic and do this next step. I'm not going to bother doing that. Where is my piece? Oh, there we go. I'm going to take an old piece of wood that I had painted on before, and I'm going to make this the base, right? I love to make things over. This is just part of that, right? So that tree's going to go over there for now. This, if you wanted to be able to put the tea light in it, you do this, but then you're going to want to wrap your house in plastic until this is dry, right? So wait till your house is dry, and then wrap it in plastic so that you can put it in here and then pull it out when it's dry, and it'll be a perfect sort of fit like a mold, right? I hope you get what I'm saying there. But for now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to put lights in it anyway. I'm not one that generally does that. So I'm going to take this spackle, and we're going to not cover all the wood, because the beauty of this is that the wood is old and gorgeous, right? But it's been used before, and it doesn't, once it's been painted, there's not much I can do. I can't sand it off without losing all the prettiness of the wood. So I'm going to use the spackle like snow, okay? And this is going to be my stand for my house. And I'm going to stick it right in there. So I don't need it to be too thick where the house is going to go. I'm going to pop it right in there, and this is going to be my snowy yard, like this. See that? And then when that spackle dries, I know, I didn't paint the back. I know it's going to drive you crazy. Not sorry. But while this is drying, let's get some more on there. This would be a good time to add glitter to it if you wanted to do that. I'm not breaking out the glitter right now. But you could absolutely grab some glitter while this is wet. Or you could, when it dries, you could paint it a little bit whiter if you want. But we're just gonna go with the idea that these are snowdrifts around the house, right? Or a very bad icing job by the kids. Whatever you like. Your story to tell, not mine. Right? I think every craft I do should have some kind of backstory, right? That's, I think, why I like old, like wood and things like that, because I know they have a backstory. I know that they've had a life before they came to me, and I'm curious as to what was their story. So there you go. You see that? Now he looks more like a gingerbread house. Now, if I had wanted to get the house out so I could put the tea light battery operated candle in it, like I said, let this dry, wrap the whole thing in plastic before you do this part. Then plop it in there like this, so you can, but don't go up the sides too much. When it's dry, you can pull it out, and you should be able to take it in and out at will once you get the plastic off, if you get what I'm going with that. Okay, so that's basically how you make a gingerbread house from a Dollar Tree Christmas, what's the words? Dollar Tree Christmas house, right? So make yourself a gingerbread house, and you've got really cute, like, I think you got the old wood, get the spackle. I mean, if you get the buckets of spackle, you've got the house. The house is $1.25. The spackle can be very cheap if you buy buckets of it, and especially if you're going to do like a craft day with the ladies or with the grandkids or at school, if you're crazy enough. It's not going to cost you much to make this, right? And I've already showed you how to mix up the paint, right? Red, yellow, black, and white, right? All different versions. So you know how to paint the color, get the gingerbread color, right? It's super, super easy, right? So I'm going to put this guy here for now. Now, this one, the house or the tree, I'm going to test out the marker on it. I think I'd have to do paint on this one. Yeah. I'm going to just do spackle on this guy too. So I'm going to use spackle and put it on like it's coming off the tree, right? It's like snow on the tree. So where are we? You should see me wrapping gifts. I can't find half the things I have sitting right in front of me. So let's get our spackle out again. Make sure your spackle's super thick, and this quick dry stuff seems to actually dry. Like it's not absolutely dry, but it's dry enough that it's not gonna fall off, right? But it needs to be nice and like super thick icing, like maybe not royal icing, but definitely icing thick, right? Like don't let it be runny at all, or it's going to come right off your tree. And I'm just kind of laying it on there. See that? So here will be part of my gingerbread theme. That's it's going to go in my kitchen, right? That's where my gingerbread stuff goes. If you want to add ornaments to this, you could pop them right into that spackle while you're waiting for it to set, while it's still nice and gooey. There we go. Right. So that looks a lot different than what I showed you when I first started. And now I'm going to he's going to let him sit over here and dry. It's always a him. And I have these little trees, these bottle brush trees from the dollar store. And I'm going to take one and pop it on there. So I'm going to actually just use a little bit more spackle as a glue, right? So you could use a green tree or a white tree. I'm going to use the white. Put a little bit of spackle down. And think of it as like your glue. There we go. And voila. Not bad, eh? Yeah, pretty easy peasy, right? Now you could put other things around here if you wanted to, but I'm gonna stop there, right? So there you go, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. Like I say, by next Friday, probably, I will have it up live. Any links are at farmhousecraftaholics.com or in the description of the YouTube video, the live or the recorded one, the uploaded one. So if, like I mentioned, spackle, I'll put links to that. I'll put links to the chalk paint or the calcium carbonate that I like. If you think of anything that you think, well, where could I get that? Just ask and I will make sure I drop a link for you. Okay? There you go, guys. Happy gingerbread. And happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I probably won't be live again until after Thanksgiving is over. So happy Turkey Day. Enjoy your turkey. We in Canada have already had ours. We're way ahead of you guys on that one. Love you all. Bye for now.